in terms of how a child likes to learn and how things already exist.
Anyone else with an estimate?
291.
We've watched Marley grow incredibly. She's experiencing so much in math, in reading, in science and social studies. She's blossomed in her ability to verbalize.
This is the time when they're inside.
And her ability to connect the dots. Her ability to communicate has expanded so surprisingly for us.
They're counting down.
It's been a wonderful gift.
Good.
We stress wonder, joy. It's not always that way. We don't shy away from discipline. Sometimes it may seem like reckless abandon, and at other times you should be able to hear a pin drop.
Was there any vibration before I turned it on?
Yes.
Yes, the height of the balloon.
The most exciting time is when the plan goes astray.
The heart of the balloon. Explain to me what you mean.
Can I get a balloon?
Okay, I'll get the balloons.
And they know that sometimes if they ask a good question, we'll design an experiment that's not in the scope and sequence. But that's a really exciting time for teaching.
No vibrations, no sound. Olivia.
Piano.
Ah, piano.
We feel very lucky that she wakes up in the morning and she wants to go to school and is excited by what each day will bring.
We're looking at two parts there. What are they? Olivia.
Verb.
Verb.
They look for connections all the time, even when they're not at school.
And you decide what shape you should use for that section.
I think in a lot of schools, academics means math, language, social studies, and science. But in this school, music is also very academic. Handcrafts is very academic.
Let the ink kind of bleed in with the watercolor.
Because of the way things tie together, academic excellence pertains to everything that we do here.
That should be a triangle because it's half of it.
Because it's half a square, okay. So this is our pattern.
Patterns is one example that helps to integrate everything that we are teaching and learning.
A, B, A, B, A, B.
Is there a pattern that all dragonflies use?
Yeah.
We're about to embark on making a quilt. And it has to do a lot with geometry.
Working on patterns of math while making a quilt, which is related to social studies, the opening up of the West,
Set up your pattern the way you want it.
and trying to use all the stray pieces of cloth to keep reusing it. Sustainability, by the way.
Taking mathematics and bringing it into the science or the history realm, all kind of incorporating all those things.
Go look and see how he did it.
It's just a really unique way to teach.
They teach to the child. They know what makes, and I'm speaking of our children, each teacher knows what makes each of our boys tick.
Make sure that you agree with Andrew as he's writing.
Today I brought a visitor who walked just into the hallway and said, "This place makes me feel good, and I don't quite know why. Do you?" Well, architecturally, it is a magnificent building. I would say the design of the classrooms, you have the small space in the front with the windows all around. It gets into a larger space, which is for the whole class. And then you can go outside, which is the biggest space of all.
Anna, I found a caterpillar.
We believe that connecting learning to the natural world and to the natural cycles and to the relationships and patterns that exist out there reinforces their everyday experience of education.
Oh, look at that cool dog. Look at how it's green eyes.
Education is about developing a whole person. When we have children out in nature, in the beautiful surroundings of this school, they begin to look. They look at leaves falling to the ground. They look at insects burrowing into the ground.
If you dig too deep, you get worse.
And they begin to understand that they have an impact on the earth.
How did it get there? Water has caused it.
Vapor.
And that's fundamental to what we need in this world right now, people caring for the earth and the environment.
As I go to this page, this is called the copyright.
If you want to read well, write well, be able to speak to people precisely and efficiently,
Who can guess what quarreling means?
you have to become a very good fact finder and a very good inferential thinker.
The joy of learning is paramount. Education is reached for. The child must reach for her own education.
des bottes chemises beige.
Très bien.
I think these students are going to come out well-rounded with a thirst for learning, not just for knowledge, but for learning.
Good teachers are good learners as well. You're never really a teacher. You're always a teacher, student, student, teacher. It's an ideal sort of learning situation. But you do teach them as individuals. It's the most crucial thing about the whole business of teaching is that relationship between you and the student.
You're right.
It's my intention that students will leave here with confidence and a sense of their own personal power, a sense of how they impact others, the earth, and their environment.
Which side of this is where we live?
I think the Virtues program is absolutely essential to everyone. We're fortunate that as parents, we're not the only ones teaching our children virtues.
And the room.
They know how to think, they know how to make decisions. They will leave the Willow School with such a good sense of themselves, their community, and their environment.
I want our children to understand their place in the world, their responsibility for how they interact with the world, that they are stewards of the world around them, and that transfers beyond school.
There's been in American education a division of the academic and the practice, experiential. The Willow School has the distinct advantage of offering a whole experience. They come into a building that is actually a laboratory. Then they go outside and play, and they're in another kind of laboratory, and they bring it home. That is very powerful for them and for the future, because children are the future.
See you tomorrow.
It's so open. It makes you want to stay here.
The Battle of Bunker Hill.
Everybody's friends and so respectful of each other and welcoming.
This place is a lot more academic than my old school. I like it better because it's taught me more.
Oh, no, just...
At my old school, I did not like writing, and then we came here, and it's really fun now.
Learning things the hands-on way makes it easier for me to understand. I just like the things we do.